So I will toggle on the table, the chair, and every other thing so that we can see what we've got. And you can see that we have a giant palm tree going through the table. It's an interesting concept anyway. But let's find a nice place to position this. So before we go ahead, I would like to mention that for the tree curve, we also need to parent it to the tree, because if we were to move this tree trunk, you can see here, if we move it, it's going to be deformed because it's still referencing the curve and the curve is not following it as we move it around. So we need to select the tree curve and Ctrl P. Remember, you can actually just right click and you see parent and go to object, and that's one other way to do so. So now if we were to move the tree trunk, we'll have the curve going along with it. Good. So we're good to go. Now we'll just need to resize this and position it in a nice place. Let's say the tree was behind the dining set, so we can actually move this tree around. But before we do that, because we have many moving parts here, let's parent these leaves to the tree trunk. So to do so, we can go over to the tree, select it on the outliner, and shift select the remaining leaves. Then we can now click on Ctrl P and select object. Now if we were to move the tree trunk, let's say with G, you can see that everything is going to move as well. And we can now scale it down because we want it to be more realistic. So I think I like this, and click on R, Z, and let's say it's kind of like this. Then we might want to snap the tree to the surface as we move it around, just so that we can get, a more solid way to move the tree and have it fixed in the ground. So let's turn on snap, shift tab, and click on G, and you can see that the align rotation to target is on. That's why it's moving around, but this is not what we want. We need to go back to this button and toggle off align rotation to target. So if we click on G one more time, it's behaving better. So I think I like this arrangement for the tree. Let's try again. R, Z, let's see, I think I want it to be, so I think I like this. That's good. So what I want to do is, I think I would like the top of these leaves here to face us, but if I select one of these leaves and click on R, you can see that I wouldn't get the effect I want. And even if I tab into edit mode, remember that we created instances, so everything here is from this particular leaf that I selected. So if I click on R, it's going to rotate the other leaves, but it's not giving me the effect I want. This is looking nice, but this is not what I want. So what we can actually do is to clear this parent effect to start with, so that we can now go ahead to parent the other objects, that's the other leaves, to 1. Then we can now use that for our transformation. To make sense of what I just said, remember, first tab out of the snap mode by clicking shift tab, or go to this hook here and toggle it off. Then you can go to the tree on the outliner, right click it and click on select hierarchy. Then we can now go to the 3D viewport, right click, go to parent, and you will see clear parent or clear and keep transformation. Now for demonstration purposes, see what happens when I click clear parent. So you can see that because we cleared the parent effect for keeping these leaves under the wings of the tree trunk, we now have the original position for even both the curve and the leaves. And this is not what we want. We want to keep the position that these objects were. So what we want to do, let me Ctrl Z that, is to clear parent and keep transformation. I would like to also deselect this tree curve because I don't want to come again. Sorry, Control and tap it. So I do not want to have to select the tree curve one more time. So I will just deselect that by tapping on Control. So let me just do that one more time. Go to the tree, right click, select hierarchy, scroll down to the tree curve, Control click on it twice to deselect the tree curve, go down to the tree, which is the parent object, Control select on it once. So you have this as the active element. So you can now right click, go to parent, go to clear parent and keep transformation, and we are good to go. So now we have all the leaves jumping out of this the tree, like they're free, they're out of the covering of the tree trunk. So let's do it again. We would want to make this first leaf the parent of the rest, so we select that first, shift select the rest, and we can now right click, go to parent, go to object. So we now have this leaf, the first one, as a parent object. So we can now go ahead to click on R and it's going to affect everything. So this is what we need because we want the tree to kind of like face us a bit. So let's see here. So I think I like this effect. And there you have it. We've been able to design the dining set, the ground surface, add some hills and mounds to it. We're able to design the pool and the water surface, as well as add some rocks around. And finally we were able to design this nice looking curvy palm tree. So that wraps up the modification of the structure of 3D objects. Up next, we're going to be adding some materials and textures to these objects so that we can get that fine looking feel to it and it can look more realistic. So see you in the next chapter.